For those that are tuning in, we have Austin Markham. He is a Nashville-based 22-year-old pop soul singer and songwriter. And one of the things I would like to ask you next, Austin, and thank you very much, not only for your wisdom and maturity, but for you knowing, this is such a gift, you knowing who you are. There are so many people from all walks of life, all different ages, that are doing their best to know what you know about yourself, so that they know the same thing with themselves. How did you get to this point? What did you do to hold on to yourself so strong that you did not allow yourself to lose yourself?
Well, I came close a lot of times. I think a lot of people will view someone's current state and miss the middle, and there will always be more. I mean, I'm young and I have a long future ahead of me, but I have had so many experiences being someone. I grew up in church. I grew up volunteering. I first traveled out of the country at 11. I think a big portion of how I think is because I traveled. And it was something that, again, my mom wanted me to do because she believes that travel is kind of this omitting thing of ignorance. That when you see other people live and you see other people's lifestyle, you see, the life that other people live, you realize that your life is not the same as theirs, is not always the same as theirs. And I think that's the main issue with racism in today's state, is because people think that other people live the same as them and they have the same opportunities and they have the same equality, and that's not the case in the world we live in. And so it's not always equal. And so at 11, I learned that someone could look like me, someone could be the same age as me, could be the same gender as me, could believe in the same God as me, could have so many similar characteristics and beliefs, and yet live such a different lifestyle. I saw these kids in Ukraine at 11 sleeping on these cots and mattresses, only having 2 sets of clothes, only having 2 meals a day. And I learned that my life is so much different than them. And then I began to hold what I have so much tighter. I began to value what I had in my hands, because you don't really know what you have until you either don't have it or you see who doesn't. And so for me, how I have kept who I am is I've held on to my roots. I think that's the main thing that you have to do. And sometimes your roots aren't things sometimes you have to let go of your roots. And so there's things I've had to let go of. And I don't really talk about that a lot, but there's things that I had to let go of. And I think you have to know what to let go of and what to hold on to. And so for me, I have somehow figured out in this short life what to hold on to and what to let go of. And for me, that comes down to identity. It comes down to purpose. It comes down to just seeking wisdom, to not just acting, but kind of going back to what I said earlier, being slow to speak and kind of sitting with things. And so, yeah, I've learned to hold on to what's good and let go of what's bad. And, I think that it's been something that's fruitful in my life.